I'm back! Really awkward if you think about it. On the road to WrestleMania, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view always determined who the world champions were going to be leading into the show of shows, making things extra exciting, especially when the Royal Rumble winner chooses to wait until after the event to make his decision. But tonight, neither world title is on the line simply because they're already booked for WrestleMania. Which brings up the next sin, why the hell are we even doing this Elimination Chamber event if most of the major matches are already set up for WrestleMania 36? Also, the fact that a majority of fans forgot this event was going to take place because of the 10-day gap between this event and the god-awful Super Showdown event in Riyadh.
Exciting.
The sudden pause of the picture and the music while questioning the excitement is quite appropriate given the inevitable circumstances that await this road to WrestleMania.
There is no escape.
Since that's technically the name of this pay-per-view event in Germany due to the meaning of Elimination Chamber over there, might as well say, roll credits. No, that's the Royal Rumble hype. Sure, the buzzer sound is heard when a wrestler is released from a pod, but come on, does that noise make anyone think of anything but the Rumble?
It is the final pay-per-view before WrestleMania!
And the final pay-per-view of the year that was March 2020. Previously on WWE. This scene of Daniel Bryan sitting in the corner of the ring goes on for quite some time. Is he really that shocked about Drew Gulak giving him a few throws?
Philadelphia of 14,000.
Oh boy, here we go again. This long-ass break from YouTube really made me forget about a lot of the annoying things about WWE.
WWE fans.
Seriously, Daniel, get back in the ring! Got your nose!
Daniel Bryan's got a...
Drew Gulak attempted to slap Daniel Bryan in the back of his head and ended up missing him completely. Whoops.
Oh, and look!
Good lord, that counter was both terrifying and brutal. There were many moments in this match where Drew even knocked me off guard. This was one of them.
And this time it's Daniel Bryan dumping going!
Alright, that was also fucking awesome. Take another sin off. Something tells me there's going to be a lot of that in this video.
Another look. This was ugly. This was desperate.
It was ugly, likely because one of Daniel's Bryans were exposed for a brief moment in this match. One of the major disadvantages of wearing trunks when you wrestle and why I'd never wear them.
Black standing switch and another!
Who else cringed in pain from watching that? I swear I thought Daniel was going to have serious neck issues once again because of that landing. 2 more sins removed for more brutality, and we've only begun this near 4-hour pay-per-view.
Uh-oh, Gulak.
Drew exposed Daniel's Bryans earlier in the match, and now he's an even bigger dick to them.
That's it!
No doubt these two deserve major praise for a fantastic opening match to kick off the Elimination Chamber event. For a pay-per-view that had little to no hype, it actually delivered. How is Rudolph the Glorious Tag Team still a team, whereas a majority of other legitimate tag teams are either disbanded or gone from the company? Also, the fact that these two are entering last further destroying the hype of the once awesome random selection rule. Okay, how the hell did Dolph Ziggler miss that hacker image on the TV that was literally inches away from his face? Not to mention Robert Roode could have easily seen it out of the corner of his eye, too.
Presented by Jumanji.
A movie that sounds far more entertaining than what we are watching right now. Not gonna lie, Jumanji 3 was the best of the trilogy, don't at me. Also, Peter Rabbit says, skip! This is like the 4th or 5th, maybe 6th championship match Humberto Carrillo has received for the United States Championship, and he just can't seem to get the job done every time. So why does he keep getting title match after title match?
Because your career has been put on.
Not gonna lie, that was a freaking awesome way to kick off this US title match. That back elbow was out of nowhere.
Look out, look out.
A simple step to the right, and Andrade would have been out of range from Humberto's oncoming attack, especially after watching him the entire time.
Oh, no, yeah, now we got time.
Byron, don't even think of coming anywhere near the sins. Anyone's feeble attempt at sitting WWE is no match for the power in me.
Humberto Guerrero?
Humberto Guerrero? Jerry Lawler believes Humberto is part of the Guerrero family somehow. Is it just because he's Mexican? That's Mexist. We're not even 5 minutes into this match and Andrade believes now is a good time to start disassembling the ring mats. What are the odds that this is going to backfire? Any bets?
Guarded in New York City.
The first 2 matches have had quite the brutal moments, haven't they? I guess when your pay-per-view isn't as hyped as the others, go all out to make it more memorable.
Off the ropes. And now it's a...
See?
Oh my god, on the top!
Well, holy shit, that Hurricane Rana was perfectly timed and perfectly executed. Well done by both men. 3 more sins off. That must have been quite the soft landing for Andrade, given the amount of mats had doubled in that space.
Andrade, handful of tights!
Victory by means of grasping the tights is always a sin.
If Gallows and Anderson are going to be in your corner, is this even a fair match?
Is everybody trying to be the WWE sinner simply because the goddess Sins was taking a break? I didn't say I quit my job, guys. I had to kill my dark side and resurrect my brother from the dead. I'm entitled to a several-month vacation.
Listen, if anyone's going to get disqualified from this match, it's going to be me. Did I say that right? I don't know.
That botch was hilarious, and the fact that AJ Styles played it off as a joke made it even more funny. It takes nearly an hour for the Elimination Chamber to start Elimination Chambering. The fact that The Miz and John Morrison, a legitimate tag team, come out to their singular themes instead of choosing one or getting a new one. Also, 11 goddamn minutes of entrances.
Chamber. Again,
Oops, looks like the technicians accidentally turned off the lights. Also, I really think the graphics should be saying The Miz and John Morrison instead of just John Morrison. After all, they are a team.
the haters.
What do you bet John is thinking? Huh, that's strange. I could have sworn these chains used to be real, and we used to have a steel floor. Hey Miz, what happened here? And then the Miz replied, oh, this place doesn't let us play with metal anymore. Instead, they have us play with this bouncy playhouse-looking toy.
They had to cancel plans in Los Angeles
Damn you, COVID-19.
to be the final team entered.
How can Robert and Dolph hear these guys? The doors are completely sealed with glass, the roof is completely sealed, and the only means of exposure is from the chains behind them, not to mention the loud music.
Opportunity of a lifetime.
Opportunity of a lifetime for anyone not named Lucha House Party. Not trying to sound rude here, but when has this team been used for anything other than we needed to fill the final spot?
Are both of these individuals going to fit into the pod?
Hey, if all three members of New Day could fit inside an Elimination Chamber at one time, I highly doubt that heavy machinery is going to be a problem. Now, if we were talking Mark Henry, The Big Show, and Otis being inside a pod at the same time, perhaps that'd be a concern.
650 pounds. What's Tucker weigh?
Corey Graves is such an asshole, making that Otis weighs 650 pounds joke. Fat jokes are always a sin. Why are the SmackDown Tag Team titles just hanging out in the middle of the floor, and in front of a set of challengers instead of the champions? Anyone else notice that?
Covering from a... Oh my God.
Man, Otis is the freaking best, and I am struck back in horror at anyone who says otherwise.
E.
Jeez, Big E looks like he's getting bored of swinging his hips on a constant basis. Only took him about 5 years to get sick of it.
Expect Court at the start of this match. Oh, the top rope cross.
There are 3 sins I want to add for this moment. Big E saw Jimmy Uso move out of the way and didn't stop moving. Then he decided to turn to the left a little bit to allow Jey Uso to leap on top of him. And then Big E jumps into the air before Jey could even connect the crossbody.
That's really what I expected, but I understand it. Kofi King.
Oh god, that was so bad. Hashtag WWE Chamber is likely the #1 trend in the United States because everywhere else is talking about COVID-19 and warning other ignoring countries about what's coming.
Miz and Morrison mocking.
Miz and Morrison aren't mocking the Usos, they're clearly giving instructions on what they should do to Kofi Kingston. If anything, they're being good sports. Michael Cole is such an idiot. Could you stop mooning us, Kofi? Gross. Wait, what? The rules state that the 10-second countdown appears every 5 minutes, and it's only been nearly 3 minutes since the bell rung, coincidentally when the Usos and the New Day are at a stalemate. Also, if they can blow the time frame early as shown right here, it makes us really question why we are resorted to over 4 minutes of Shayna Baszler just chilling around later on in the night. As I mentioned in previous Sins videos of these events, it's absolutely pointless to even consider Robert and Dolph's pod as an option to release given the fact that they are already scheduled to exit last.
Up here. Oh.
Whatever just happened between Big E and Grand Metalik.
Double team here. Very
Nice move, but Lince Dorado miscalculated where he should have been standing. He's lucky Grand released himself the way he did, otherwise he would have missed his target completely.
teams are joining the fray.
A major disadvantage to the fact that the metal floor no longer exists. With the metal floor, it makes us cringe in pain. With the training wheel tampons on the floor, it makes us laugh in embarrassment at what has become of the once dangerous Elimination Chamber.
And now Lince Dorado.
Don't worry, he's fine.
Personality, but and look at the power.
Would have been a cool moment had we not seen Lucha House Party rush to get into position first. I like this match, but damn, there's a lot of messes throughout.
Gotta wonder if...
You could literally tell that Kofi Kingston was hyping up Grand Metalik to get thrown onto Lince Dorado in that slam and then made our eyes roll when he says, "Psych!"
Back into the ring now. Oh my...
Good thing that Lince did not suffer any legitimate injuries from this moment, but he doesn't even acknowledge throughout the match that his feet were damaged by the chains. That would at least show that this match can still be dangerous, but alas, guess what doesn't happen?
Beast, this looks more like the Lion King.
Vince McMahon hears Corey Graves mention the Lion King, which gives him the idea to recreate Mufasa's death scene starring Elias as Mufasa and King Corbin as Scar.
Oh, and Dorado!
Lince clearly countered and connected a DDT on John Morrison, and yet it was Lince who suffered the damage, whereas John got off scot-free.
Oh God! Oh my God! Hurricane right over the...
Well shit, I'm removing 3 sins.
Winning the gauntlet this past...
Since Robert and Dolph are coming out last, why do we have to do this? Just let Heavy Machinery out already. Otis is standing in a corner, completely forgetting that he doesn't have to be tagged in to do some damage.
And from the top of the chamber! Oh!
This match is freaking awesome. I'm sorry, but this isn't believable. Otis is way stronger than Robert Roode, so how is Robert able to keep the door closed no problem?
And Dolph trying to get away!
Oh, come on, Dolph Ziggler was right there, and Otis's attempt at trying to reach him were about as lazy as Emperor Palpatine's explanation for somehow being alive in The Rise of Skywalker. Dolph put Otis through hell when it comes to Mandy Rose. Otis finally has Dolph in his grasp, surrounded by the freaking Elimination Chamber, and his one act of revenge is to bounce Dolph off the ropes instead of slamming him through the glass or the chains. People seriously need to stop focusing on just Otis and leaving Tucker out of their sights. With moves like this, how the fuck can you overlook Tucker? Doing this sort of thing could lead to Tucker becoming the Matt Hardy of a jealous rivalry with Otis. Here are 2 cents off for Tucker's amazing athleticism.
Full head of steam. Oh,
Holy fucking shit, this match is fucking epic.
he's still in this.
No fair, Jay got a head start. Or was it Jimmy? I don't freaking know. With 2 teams left, 30 minutes into this Elimination Chamber match, now definitely sounds like a good time to begin the staring contest. Oh boy.
The Miz taken to the air. Oh, ran into.
If it had to be one of the 2 members of Team Miz and Morrison to screw up, I'm surprised it wasn't the one who was actually not trained in parkour athleticism.
No.
Quit your cheerleading, Corey.
If I didn't ask about your dear friend Beth Phoenix, who
It's very nice to hear about Beth Phoenix after she got an RKO by Randy Orton, but with all due respect, that topic of discussion is completely irrelevant to this pay-per-view that features neither Randy Orton nor Edge. Also, sure, let's not talk about how Natalya intends to fare against freaking Shayna Baszler inside the freaking Elimination Chamber match. That's not as important somehow.
This is a no disqualification matchup. Granted, that means there's no count out.
Tom Phillips says this is a no disqualification match, then proceeds to explain what that means as if we're stupid.
His styles depend on Gallows, depend on Anderson.
And here we have Byron Saxton finding any excuse he can to insult any heel wrestler. Wasn't used to it in 2016, definitely not used to it now.
There's no disqualification.
Here's a further 10 cents just so we don't have to hear that constant fact about this match.
Called AJ Styles, quote, the new Mr. WrestleMania.
How can AJ Styles possibly become the new Mr. WrestleMania when he's had not that memorable moments at the big event, let alone a main event of WrestleMania?
They're the best tag team in the world.
Makes you wonder how they managed to get kicked to the curb just a couple months later if they were the best tag team in the world. This near 25-minute match has taken absolutely forever to do even one cool thing. Any freaking day now.
Again. Oh, and
Darn, Aleister Black flipped forward a little too late, making it seem like he avoided AJ's chop block and somehow got hit anyway.
introducing a kendo stick.
One thing I really hope the WWE does in the future is upgrade the weapons in any no-holds-barred type matches instead of going for the same weapons. Name one no disqualification match in the last few years that did not feature a kendo stick.
In mind for AJ Styles.
Byron's delayed reaction to AJ hitting Aleister with a chair. This awkward shot of Aleister Black attempting to grasp AJ in his Styles, who was enjoying every second of it.
To Black. Oh, and the Pele kick.
A Pele kick that completely missed Aleister. Want to try again?
Here's the cover. Into the cover.
A cover into the cover? How the hell does that work? A pinfall from a pinfall? I am so confused right now.
Get that. Wait a second. Look at that.
I get that AJ is mocking The Undertaker with his attempt at a tombstone pile driver, but we didn't need him to do the throat slash and taunt to confirm that's what he was doing. Awesome crash through the table. It's just a shame that we didn't get to see the damage whatsoever given the poor camera angle. Still fucking legendary to this very day. Even while standing on top of the division as the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits are still promoting themselves as fans of wrestling rather than wrestlers.
Played the Monday Night Wrestling Messiah.
Monday Night Messiah. At least I think that's what Byron said. Also, this is the third time in less than 10 days where these two teams competed against each other for the Raw Tag Team Championship, each as lackluster as the previous encounter.
Profits will tell you, look, we savored our victory.
Heel wrestler is about to compete, but then cowardly tags in his partner to get out of harm's way cliche.
Love getting back.
These two have been hugging more than the best friends have in AEW.
Running through Murphy.
Alright, I gotta take a sit out for Montez Ford getting so excited that he decides to scare the shit out of the referee. That was epic comedy.
Having plenty of fun.
It's not supposed to be fun.
Tom Phillips represents a WWE fan who is actually enjoying themselves and letting the moment sink in, and Jerry Lawler represents a WWE fan who wants to take the fun out of everything at all costs.
Tag Team Champions.
Montez Ford auditioning to be the third member of New Day while Xavier Woods continues to recover from his injury.
Hawkins. Oh, and Murphy.
As funny as that was, when I first watched this, I actually thought Murphy threw himself out of the ring because he was bored and wanted a joyride, then realized he was pushed out.
Oh!
Haha, you failed. This short brawl between AOP and the Viking Raiders is literally more entertaining than the title match currently in progress, and that is just sad.
Murphy. Oh!
That looked cool to you, right? Well, to me, it looked more like Murphy sailed right through Montez without connecting.
No.
That random fan who shouted, "Hey, you suck." Bet it was because she was jealous that Kevin Owens had popcorn and she didn't. What a waste of good popcorn!
What does the WWE come to?
Trust me, Jerry, every last one of us have been asking that same question for 10 years. Guess we're just not used to change. Previously on Elimination Chamber. The stupid idea of having a singles title be defended in handicap matches instead of singles matches. If we're just doing this to get the title off of Braun Strowman, then what was the point of even putting the title on him in the first place? Don't pull the trigger unless you know where you're aiming.
In this match, the superstar.
Braun Strowman is a dick to Greg Hamilton. Looks like Greg and Braun are even now. Braun played his music while Greg was in the middle of ring announcing, and as an act of revenge, Greg intentionally forgets to introduce Braun as the Intercontinental Champion. Also, you know your reign absolutely sucks when even the ring announcer forgets that you're the champion.
World-class, high-caliber athletes.
And Sami Zayn. Whoa, time out. We're doing the pre-match interview right in the middle of ring introductions? That's the wrong time to do this. Just play the music and let them out. Braun's already waiting for them.
Looking to win his first,
Well, so much for you guys may end up in the corners all match long, am I right? Was there any doubt?
into Strowman.
That creepy laugh from Sami Zayn. Please don't ever do that again.
Jabs to Strowman, continuing to...
Since that is copyright infringement, Sami Zayn is about to get these sins. Okay, that didn't sound as good when it's just one sin being added, but I tried my best.
Strowman in pursuit.
It's entertaining when Braun Strowman runs around the ring to run over his opponents. It's even funnier when he's doing that while chasing Sami. Somewhere on the set of his Netflix series, The Big Show got pissed off after hearing Braun just adopted his WMD finisher. There, now the insert name of wrestler won a title before Sami Zayn meme can fucking die. At last! Literally 4 minutes discussing the hype of WrestleMania 36. If you cut out all the interviews and time-wasting scenes in between matches, we just saved about 40 minutes. Let's be honest, no matter what they try in this upcoming Elimination Chamber match, we all know that Shayna Baszler is ultimately going to be the one facing Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. So what's the point of doing this match? Becky and Shayna have already done more than plant the seeds for their Mania match, so why not just have this be a chamber match for the Raw Women's title, placing Becky in the equation? At least there'd be a 50-50 option.
Stood inside the chamber.
Since when the hell did Jerry Lawler compete in the Elimination Chamber? Let me guess, another match that took place in Appleton. You know, we gotta start creating our own Appleton shows based off of many things that happened there.
With double shoulder surgery.
Double soldier surgery. Yep, that's exactly what you just heard. Never heard of that operation before. Maybe the reason these entrances are taking freaking forever is because each wrestler is taking their sweet-ass time taunting each of their locked opponents. By this point, I just want to get this match over with. Okay, honestly, this is a little awkward. Ruby Riott is right there in front of Natalya, who is spending her time glaring at Liv Morgan instead. This pay-per-view event is trending more than the freaking coronavirus. That's a funny-ass joke right there.
Less body. It's one less body you have to...
Ruby tells Liv that whatever's going to happen to Natalya is going to happen to her, and then ends up getting shoved. So I guess Ruby meant to say Liv is going to shove her out of the way?
Not a good place to be, and she's gonna fight.
Ow, my hand! Becky Lynch clearly looks pissed off, having to make the drive to Philadelphia just to hang out in catering and do absolutely nothing despite being the Raw Women's Champion. Also, that one moment when you realize none of the world titles or the women's titles are being defended tonight on the last stop before WrestleMania. Once again, if a majority of those matches at Mania had already been decided on, then what are we even doing here?
Sarah Logan, formerly of the Riot Squad.
Not gonna lie, that was actually pretty badass on the part of Sarah Logan when she was released from the pod. How about instead of asking Ruby where she's going, Sarah actually does something about it? She's right there! Ow!
They're pulling out all the stops now.
Every 5 minutes, another pod will open, allowing another participant to enter the match. So why is this happening in half the time?
Baszler with the Karafuda clutch in the end. Going for the Karafuda clutch.
In 30 seconds, Shayna Baszler proves that she's a psychotic fucking bitch, and I fucking love it. That one moment when 2 minutes feels like 20. Did I mention before that Shayna is a psychotic fucking bitch? Well, it's worth mentioning again and sin removing again based off that brutality.
Watch.
As brutal and epic as Shayna's performance in this match was, a major flaw in the execution was the 4-minute wait before it was Asuka's turn to exit the pod. Several times tonight, the countdown clock was released early, but at a moment when a speed up of time is needed the most, we're taking our sweet-ass time. Here are 5 sins, honestly. Also, what would have been more epic is if Shayna was the last person to exit the pod, to which she crushed the entire competition within minutes. Let the rest of the women put on a great show, and then have Shayna come out to finish them off and win the match. Now that would have been much better. You know, if we got a decent match between Asuka and Shayna, I would have forgiven the amount of time we had to wait in between pod doors opening. Alas, that's not what we got in the end.
Big Strike got a piece of Asuka. Asuka!
Either Shayna landed a little too early or that hip attack wasn't executed properly. Take your pick.